Well, good morning, everybody. This is the day that the Lord hath made. We shall rejoice, we shall sing, we shall be glad in it. I'm Dr. Julia Royston of BK Royston Publishing, Royal Media and Publishing, and the Book Business Bosses, where we help you get your message to the masses, turn your words into wealth, and be a book business boss. So I trust that you're having a wonderful day wherever in the world that you are and preparing for a phenomenal day of worship, a fantastic week, and the rest of the month of July. It seems like it's going by really fast. But I am super excited for all that's happening in your life as well as my own. So, for all of my contact information, all of my websites, online stores, go to Julia A.K. Royston. That's Julia, another A and a K. If you know me since I was a child, you know why there's an A and a K because I have two middle names. And then Royston, ROYSTON.com. And then, of course, if you're ready to embark on the publishing journey, need to have a conversation with me, visit talkwithroyston.com is my calendar. And let's have a conversation. So I have to confess, this has kind of been resonating in my spirit for the last couple of days, and since I heard it. So most of you know that I was in Orlando, Florida, for the Pulse Conference with Celebration of Praise. I was honored and humbled to be able to speak there on that Thursday, and then again I spoke on that Friday on a entrepreneurial panel. So special thanks for permission from Archbishop Q.S. Caldwell and Overseer O'Keefe Hassel, and of course, my good friend, Overseer Miss Roz Jones. So, and then, of course, sometimes we meet friends along the way we hadn't seen in 23 years, Miss Lisa Young. So I'm just over the top ecstatic for what happened on last week and thankful to God for his presence. But Friday night was move. One word, move. So what's next? Embracing the next, move. Now, some of you, you're late. And and people say all the time, oh, I'm not late. God knows everything. There's a plan. Yeah, but you're not where you're supposed to be, though. And then I meet people who think I'm still where they left me and that I've moved. Whether I've moved physically, whether I've moved emotionally, whether I've moved mentally, whether I've moved in financially, whether I've moved in my business, whether I've moved, I'm not the same place. I'm moving, I'm on the move. Now I travel a lot, so you know that I stay on the move, but even when I travel, I am thinking, praying, asking God. So his word resonated with me that God gave him on Friday night. Move. It clearly resonated with me on July 7th. I was good to go and looking for the prophetic word. So go to Celebration of Praise Ministries on Facebook and listen at the replay. Find it on YouTube, wherever you got to find it because it was clearly church pandemonium by the time he ended his message, because some people are stuck. Some people are still stuck in 2020 and really haven't moved. I mean, they've moved about the country. They've probably gone on vacation. They may still be working from home. They may be working in person. Those restrictions, with masks, some still wear masks. I saw people still wearing masks, and that's fine. Everybody has a choice. But, that movement has picked up and may be different. But moving toward what God has for you, your purpose, they haven't moved at all. They still won't, they want what pre-COVID happened. And COVID was a purpose. Some people say the devil brought it. Some people say God allowed it. Well, whatever happens, God knows about it. It's not like it taking him by surprise. So if the devil brought it and God allowed it, we had it. I mean, it was what it was. But now it's time to move. So in Joshua 1, I don't know why that has an extra H on it, but yeah. So in Joshua 1 and 11, It was time for the Passover. It was time for the children of Israel to pass over. And prepare you victuals, for within 3 days you shall pass over this Jordan. Now, we could go through the whole story, but first off, disclaimer is it doesn't necessarily have to be 3 days. It could be 3 minutes. It could take 3 months. But where are you supposed to be? What are you supposed to be doing? What direction should you be headed into? What call do you need to make? What email do you have to send? Now, for the children of Israel, they had been in bondage. They'd have been in Egypt. They'd have been for 40 days in the 40 years in the desert. Not 40 days. Should have taken 40 days. Would take 40 years in the desert. I mean, just all of a sudden. But now they're after all of that, all the people dying in the desert. It's now time in the wilderness. Now it's time to actually pass over this Jordan. It's time to go into what God promised. So, moving. What's next is moving, going, relocating. And some people, it's not even relocating to another state. Some people, it may be. Some people, it may be relocating to another job. Some people, it may be shutting down that business that you have because you weren't supposed to have it. And even though it's successful, that's not your purpose. That's not where you should be doing right now. Sometimes it's a certain service or certain product or you need to move from that. There's certain people you have to move away from. There's certain situations that you have to leave, but it's time to move. It's time to move. How you're thinking is your money lining up with where you want to be? Is your experience? Are you clearly living your best life? So for the children of Israel, it's time to move. It's a command. And then number 2, God was the compass. Now I'm going to pause right there because sometimes when you say move, people move where they want to go. This is what I want to be. And this is where I want to be. But you always have to check in with the commander in chief. Where does God intend for you to be? And sometimes that's comfortable and sometimes that's not. Sometimes that's out of your comfort zone. And sometimes it's what you should be doing. But it's going to require another level of everything for you to get there. So let God be your compass for this next move. Let him lead and guide you. He's going to give you the strength. If it's where he's leading you, he's going to give you the courage. He's going to give you the wisdom. He's going to give you the people. And sometimes he's not going to tell you where you're going. Archbishop showed us about the story of Abraham, and he said, get you out of your country and get you out of your kindred and get you away from your people. But he didn't say, to a land I will show you. God was going to be his compass. God was going to be his leader, his guider to tell him. Just like he was with the children of Israel. He was a pillar of fire at night and he was a cloud in the daytime. And when the cloud stopped, they stopped. When the cloud moved, they moved. When the fire was there to warm them and light them at nighttime from all the elements and everything. But when the fire shut down, if the cloud was there. And if the cloud started moving, they knew they had to pack up and start moving. Move with the cloud. So let God be your compass. Believe you me, I am living a life right now beyond my wildest dreams. And some of those moves were very, very painful emotionally. They were, it's time to go. It's time to get out. It's time to leave. Some places I didn't want to leave. Some jobs, that wasn't my favorite job. Oh, I definitely do not. I dug my heels in, tried to pretend like I was, they say, oh, I'm waiting on the Lord. You ain't waiting on the Lord. The Lord's waiting on you. Oh, I'm praying about it. What you praying about? He done told you all it many times. Even when it was time to marry Brian, I'm going to pray about it. He said, well, you can say no if you want to based on other people's opinions, but you're going to sit and wait him and watch him marry somebody else. And you're going to wait 20 years. When he told me that, I was like, are you serious? So you're going to wait 20 years. If you say no to Brian Morrison, you will wait 20 years before your next husband comes around. Why? Because this was the person that God intended to take me into destiny. He was ready, and so was I. If I say no and listen to the opinion of others, then I have to wait. Because now I got to be fixed, and then the other person has to be refixed. And the gift that was supposed to be for me has moved on to somebody else. Oh no. I was like, oh no, I don't care what nobody says. Oh no. Mm-mm. I was not. I was going to let God be my compass. And I'm so thankful. Has it been easy? Lord, no. And some of it doesn't even have nothing to do with him. A lot of it has to do with, other situations, other people, other things that happen. But I allow God to be my compass. How much does it cost me? Everything. It's not a matter of life, dollars and cents. And, when you say cost, everybody assumes and goes first. How much money is it? It's not money sometimes. It's commitment. It's dedication. It's faith. It's belief. It's going through disappointment, discouragement, picking yourself back up. There have been plenty of times in the 15 years of business, I was like, I quit. I'm done. I'm finished. And then God will say no, and so will Brian. No, you're not. You're not finished. This is your goal. This is your purpose. This is what God intended for you. And that's the primary reason why, besides we love each other, we're here for each other, period. And then who's in your crew? Who you taking with you? Abraham took Sarah and Lot, his wife, and Lot, and then all his possessions. Who's with you? That's a personal question and a personal response. Who's with you? What crew and what tribe are you garnering for yourself, and what tribe are you in? What support system is around? What village? It takes a village to raise a child, but it takes a village to groom and be with a person to get them to where we need each other. No person is an island. And then know that for your actions, there's going to be consequences and celebrations. Consequences and celebrations. Now, most people, when you say consequences, they say, oh, what bad is going to happen? But there are some good consequences. Saving money and having it for an emergency fund is a good consequence. You saved your money. That was the action. And the good consequence is that you got a flat tire and you need $200 for your tire, and you got the money and you can get the tire done so you can keep rolling, keep moving. Move. What's next? Move. That's a good consequence. Consequences is not always associated with negative. We think it's negative first. And celebration. So it could be a good consequence. May look scary, but then we're going to celebrate. We're going to be excited about the place that God intended for us to be. Now, we may have many tears. I've had many tears and sorrows, questions for tomorrow. But at the end, but through it all, I've learned to depend upon his word through it all. And grateful because he'll show himself mighty, show itself strong. Your faith had something to work on. You needed to rely on God. You couldn't do it in your own strength. You couldn't get there on your own. There's no way I could have got here on my own. No. I don't care how much I know. I don't care how many degrees I have. I don't care where I've been, who I've been associated with. It took God to get me here. Obedience to him, but it still took God to open up doors, provide ways, give me ideas, connect me with people, help me to be online at the right time to see the right thing. It takes God to position you and put you in the place that he wants you to be. So what's next? Move on that idea. Move on that unction. Some of you just need to move on that command. It's command now. Do certain thing you like. Well, let me think about it. Think about it. Pray about it. No, not commands. Not like that. Ideas, things people bring to you from other places. But when God has a command, your prayer should be, Lord, increase my faith. Help me to walk by faith and not by sight. I trust that helps you. And like I said, this has been burning in me for the past couple days, and I'm just piggybacking on what was imparted unto me, and I give Archbishop Q.S. Caldwell um, uh, the credit for it, because it has really been, uh, um, as they say, a direction. Like, I'm on the lookout now. Y'all know I'm on the move. I'm not stagnant in any way, shape, or form as far as in the movement department. Some things, there's always something for me to work on. There's certain things for me to take into consideration, and thought processes, and get my virtual assistant moving and all that, because that wasn't a now thing. That was a nice thing. That was a good thing. It wasn't a God thing. But the God things, I move on real quickly. But anyway, let's move. What's next? Move. I trust that helps you. Trust that blesses you. Coming up to live your best life, 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time on envision-radio.com, where praise meets talk. Looking for a phenomenal interview on today, and super excited. Miss Sylvia Carlton and the Book Business Boss Book Club. Are you a member yet? Register. Go to bookbusinessbossbookclub.com to register today. We'll be launching our next book in the fall. It'll be coming back around about September. We'll announce it, and then we'll meet in October toward the end of the year. So envision-radio.com. Live your best life. Miss Sylvia Carlton is our special guest today, and her fiction book colors. So if you need a good summer read, fall read, Christmas read, holiday read, and people who love fiction, listen in for more today. You can always tune in on your phone, on your mobile device, on your computer at envision-radio.com, where praise meets talk 24/7. Then 11 a.m. is Mr. Spike Davis and Friends, or laughs, music, and more. And then on Tuesdays, another show. Yeah, did I tell you I do 2 a week? 2 a week every week. Tuesdays at 10:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, the Book Business Boss Show. Right where? On envision-radio.com. The replays on the Book Business Boss podcast.com. Coming up, where am I going? Where am I going next? Well, my books will be, and several authors will be at Indiana Black Expo, July 14th through the 16th. The authors who will be at the expo or have their books at the expo will have a wonderful interview with them on July 10th at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. It's virtual, so tune in. And then July 11th, I have a special presentation. July is Minority Mental Health Month, so there's a special presentation on July 11th at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time as well. Mental health for any person, I don't care what ethnicity you are, is very important. So tune in. Let's talk about ministry and mental health, especially in July, Minority Mental Health Month. And then from July 16th to the 20th, I'll be at the Alabama Department of Education Mega Conference. I have a vendor table there. I think I'm booth 39. So if you're if you're an Alabama educator who is coming to the Mega Conference, please stop by the BK Royston Publishing table. I have books available for sale there as well, and talk about book fairs, or if you have a friend who is an educator who you don't know whether they're going to the Mega Conference or not, be sure and suggest to them. I'll be in Mobile, Alabama, July 16th through the 20th. Then I'll come back home, regroup, repack, and then in August, we're definitely on the move. We're in Atlanta from the 2nd through the 7th. August the 2nd through the 6th, and I know you're looking at some of them conferences overlap. Yeah, that's where me and Mr. Brian Royston and one of these events, Dr. Vernette Nettles will be at, handling the BK Royston table and selling her own materials as well. And so we're crisscrossing the Atlanta, Georgia city. It's huge, so they can have 10 or 15 conferences going on at the same time. But I'm going to be at 3 during the week of August the 2nd. I'll be there the 1st. August 2nd through the 7th. So the National Black Nurses Association is the 2nd through the 6th. And then the 5th and 6th we'll be at the Marriott at the airport women's empowerment conference. And then the 5th, August 5th, I'll be at the Black Writers Weekend Lit Crawl right there in Atlanta. So we'll be at the Hilton, the Marriott, we'll be down. We'll be all over town. So hit us up and find us. We'll be having events at least definitely for the next month. So we'll be going live July 10th and 11th. The 10th, we'll be talking to authors. The 11th, we'll be talking about ministry and mental health. So tune in, be with us, connect with us. We love you all. Remember my all of my contact information is JuliaAKRoyston.com. That's Julia, JuliaAK Royston.com. You all be blessed. Have an awesome rest of the day and a phenomenal week. Love you all. Bye-bye.